Hello ESPG 2021. My name is Dirk Scharmer. I'm architect from Germany. I'm exclusively into straw bale building since 2 decades, designing, engineering, research and development, changing building regulations. I'm also giving courses and lectures for architects, engineers and builders. Let me give you a presentation of a selection of my last 20 years as an architect, including small houses, multifamily houses, office and exhibition buildings, a hotel, and some co-housing projects, all of course built with straw, earth, and timber. After my apprenticeship as a carpenter and studying architecture, I built the first tiny straw bale structure in 2000 with small jumbo bales on edge. I put that 48 by 85 by 160 centimeter jumbo bales in between thin wooden posts. These bales came also on the roof and in the floor. In 2002, after my daughter Jela was born, in our tiny straw bale house of 40 square meter, we decided to leave our cozy hut and move to Lüneburg, where I currently live. In 2003, friends of mine decided to be my first clients, and we built this single-family house in Wendland, where I came from. With that first project, we gave some courses and had a documentation on TV and had been part of Heidi Snell 2004 video Houses of Straw. We thought the 85 centimeter thick jumbo bales we had for the tiny straw house to be a wall 42 centimeters thick. We reduced wood by a wide standing structure of 14 by 14 centimeter posts aligned at the interior face of the bales. In the roof we used small bales. The interior walls had been made out of earth bricks. The floorboards are from regional larch trees. Heating is a combination of solar, a mass oven and a pellet boiler. In Eco-Village Siebenlinden, a first straw bale structure was started in 1999. This one here is a follow-up. The first European 3-story straw bale housing project finished in 2005. In Eco-Village Siebenlinden, the 3-story 520 square meter tall building with 18 inhabitants has exterior and interior earth plaster with wooden cladding on the weather exposed facade. The 3-story, we used the same construction method as mentioned before. Wide standing posts with small bales stacked like load bearing aligned at inside border. Earth plastered on both sides with stabilization of cooked wheat flour in outside plaster. We used the same construction method. We had hundreds of volunteers, a lot of courses, and made it into evening TV news. We had hundreds of volunteers, a lot of... The following project in Siebenlinden Eco-Village was a 2-story home for 50 inhabitants. We changed from plastering pure earth on outside to mixing clay and lime for exterior layer. The following project in Siebenlinden that unfortunately failed totally, and we had to renew that by removing 2 layers of plaster and applying 2 new layers of pure lime plaster and adding a silicate coating. That failure costed us thousands of euros. After having some trouble with previous timber method, we changed to a timber frame system made out of 6 by 34 centimeter planks, with each two small straw bales in between on edge. Two reasons: superior is isolation and improved accuracy of bale dimensions inside the timber frames. That building in 2009 was our first one with prefabricated timber frames, straw bale infill, and also first layer of plaster. Until now, we didn't repeat that because the prefab elements became a little too heavy because of that plaster, and it was not an advantage having that higher sensitivity to moisture. Also, in 2009, we felt invited to a more organic architecture. That small youth center near Hamburg was fun to design, but it costed 50% more than estimated and compared with a rectangular design. 2011, designing more energy efficient buildings came into our focus. 66 square meter winter optimized solar panels. Heating is buffered in a 13,000 liter water storage, also in a sand storage under the building. Triple glazing and a ventilation system with heat recovery. All that moved the building as near as possible to a solar passive building as you can come in a northern Germany region. A small biomass oven is adding the remaining heat requirement in the common living room in that building for 10 inhabitants. Again, we did prefabrication, but this time skipped adding plaster. Prefab was done in a big tent on site. During erection in May 2010, it rained so much that we unfortunately had to renew 2/3 of the straw bales. Again, we paid thousands of euros for a mistake, but we learned. Installation of bales on edge in a timber frame upright into an existing wall isn't harder than the effort which is necessary in our region to keep a prefab straw bale construction site guaranteed dry, at least if you build taller than a single family home. In 2012, we created a standard design system based on a real single-family home. We took this as an application model for a couple of engineering things like thermal calculations, thermal bridges, LCA, sound insulation tests, and fire resistance tests, and also detail development. The building worked for us as a feasibility model for testing assemblies. Its components had been used for numerical simulations with WUFI. This gave us the construction variants which are allowed regarding moisture and mold in Appendix B in the ETA 170247 for Baustro, which is valid in Germany since 2014. A couple 3D construction process renderings just to give you an impression of that simple design system. In 2014, again in Siebenlinden, we had to optimize the costs. One attempt, exterior wooden cladding on earth plaster. Another attempt to reduce effort, building slightly smaller, 2 semi-detached units. The quality of the straw surface had been improved. 280 square meter first layer of earth plaster was installed by 3 persons in 12 hours. Welcome to the first 5-story office building out of straw and timber. It was designed by Thomas Esselhardt and me together with our partners and employees. It is called Norddeutsches Zentrum für nachhaltiges Bauen, in English, Northern German Center for Sustainable Building. It hosts an exhibition about sustainable building, including straw building, and also several office units and 1,800 square meter effective area. The ground floor with entrance, seminar rooms and exhibition area. Load-bearing construction with laminated timber parts, straw-insulated timber frame directly plastered with lime on outside. All load-bearing and space-enclosing components are highly fire-resistant, 60 minutes, and encapsulated with either 60 mm lime plaster outside or two layers of 18 mm gypsum boards inside. Now we come to our so far tallest finished project. 2 buildings with together 20 units on 3 stories. The project, called Speicherbogen, is situated near Hamburg in the nice historical town Lüneburg in an area of the former Schlieffen barracks. The currently largest residential straw-insulated building in Germany is hosting 47 residents aged from 1 to 81. In April 2021, Federal Minister Julia Klöckner announced the 10 winners of the timber building competition Holzbau Plus 2020 in Germany. One of them, the 3-story co-housing project near Hamburg with a special award, straw-insulated buildings. A mixture of curved and rectangular building parts. A rather complex timber construction, especially the roof. 3D timber design helped a lot to get this done. Here you see a slideshow with timber framing of that project. Some straw bale building impressions of that project. Have a look on the plaster pictures of that project. And last but not least, pictures from the finished project. After 20 years building with straw, finally we had the opportunity to build a hotel with straw. If you want to reside in luxury guest house out of straw, earth and timber, come and visit Eco Village Siebenlinden near Magdeburg in Germany. The so-called conference hotel Strohtel has 34 beds and nice seminar room where we give courses where you can learn how to design straw buildings. Interior surface of straw is earth plaster, exterior is lime plaster, and wooden cladding. Have a look at the results of our efforts.
Can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
This is a preview on our upcoming project we are currently working on, the co-housing project called Querbeet, which should be finished in 2023. 40 units on 4 stories on 3,500 square meter. The challenges are legion: sound insulation issues, structural engineering efforts with timber, and especially the fire resistance requirements are numerous. 2 buildings with its entrances adjacently are forming a community court, as Christopher Alexander advocated that in the book A Pattern Language in the 70s. Thank you for attending to the presentation of my last 20 years endeavors to make straw building possible, legal, and mainstream. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, don't hesitate. Keep on baling, friends.